So I found this post on the Pokey Investing subreddit that I wanted to share with you all. Here is a very interesting case where a Pokemon investor has used money that they've gotten from a few months ago, which I'll talk about where they got that from, and dumped it all into Pokemon. So you can see the title here is "Came into some money a few months back. I think I'm a little crazy." So as you can see here, they have a total value of $24,000 in Pokemon. Now, you may be wondering, because the title probably says it, how do you know this money is from an inheritance? So as you can see here on the top comment, "Grandma's happy you bought Pokemon instead of Intel. How do you know it was my grandma lol? I'm sure she'd be happy I didn't spend it on nothing." So just from that alone, it's pretty obvious this person got this money and spent, from an inheritance and spent it all on Pokemon. Now, what do I think about this? So, it kind of goes to show something about this space right now, the type of people that are in this space right now. That there's a lot of people just dumping money into this space. I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? I've talked about it before. There's many investors, many more people that are into Pokemon than before that are investing and know the value of Pokemon more than ever. And I mean, it's pretty obvious here that this person has is part of that club, right, of the people just dumping money into the space. Because if you were to go back in time, if you were to go back maybe 2 years ago, the beginning of the Scarlet and Violet era, or you were to go back, before the Sword and Shield era, if you were to go back to any of those markets where things were not very good, when you could have bought booster boxes for $90, $100, you probably wouldn't see people doing this, dumping their inheritance money, right, into Pokemon, thousands of dollars. I don't know exactly how much, they put into here, but they put probably thousands of dollars just based on what we see. And it goes to show that this is just one example of somebody doing this. And think about how many other examples there are of people just dumping money from maybe, I don't know, whatever outside source maybe they got money from. Maybe other people have done this as well, dumping inheritance money into Pokemon. It just goes to show the time we're in right now and the type of people that are here. Now, I'm not saying that, this person should have done something else because it's their money, right? At this point, they were given it, so I don't really care. But it just goes to show where the space is at. There's probably many other people doing this, and it will be interesting to see when this market sees a downturn, what will happen to these people, right? Because realistically, like I said, people that are dumping this amount of money that have just gotten into Pokemon, when the market sees a downturn and they don't see their stuff going up in value and they see their stuff maybe dropping in value, especially here, you can see this person, they have a lot of PSA 10 cards, a lot of slabs. Their top 4 things here are slabs, and they have a case of Mega Evolution, right? So it goes to show this person probably is relatively new to Pokemon because, if they've been investing in Pokemon for a while, there would probably be some other things here. These are all very new things. It will be very interesting to see what happens to the market and these people when we see a downturn, because it's all great when everything's going up. It's all great, It's nice to see everything going up. You're happy and you're so used to it in this market. But when that day comes, when there is a slight downturn, we will see how people react, because there are thousands of dollars of gains they've made, and especially if a lot of them are in slabs, it's possible when this market sees a downturn, you will see maybe quite a drop with some of these, especially PSA 10 cards. And these people, I don't know if are prepared for it or recognize that some of these prices, especially for these graded cards, they're probably not going to last forever, right? Sealed stuff is probably another story where sealed stuff just generally does go up in value. But these other things, we'll see how these people react, and we'll see how the market goes when we see a downturn. But I think some people in the space aren't prepared for when that day comes where we may see some prices go down for their stuff, and that's when they may get scared, may leave the space, because when they see their stuff going down in value, and they're not prepared for it, they're gonna be shocked and want to sell before everything goes to zero. So let's just read some of the comments here. And before I guess I move on to that, I'm not saying that this person did the wrong thing, because obviously, if they play the market right, and it seems like they're already up on some stuff here, maybe this was a good play to put all the inheritance money into Pokemon. But like I said, it just goes to show the type of people in this space right now. So let's just read some of the comments here. better than vendors. Talking about, if you guys know what that is. At this point, I'm more inclined to put my money in Pokemon cards than stock. Well, I've seen most of the top ones being singles and not just sealed product. Looks like you have some awesome items. So yeah, I mean, if this person is mainly just a collector and not an investor, I mean, this is from the investing subreddit, but if they're mainly just a collector, I mean, yeah, it's cool. I guess they have some cards, but if they're trying to invest, then, like I said, if the market sees a downturn, if this person is new to Pokemon, seemingly, and they've dumped all their inheritance money into Pokemon, and their stuff starts going down, they might be inclined to sell when prices go down. Honestly, yeah, stocks are boring. Well, who said investing, is all supposed to be fun? I mean, yeah, Pokemon investing is fun, but I mean, traditional investing, I mean, is there anything fun about just buying a stock on your phone or computer? This post is useless without your performance page. So I usually don't mark a lot of my stuff because I get them at MSRP, and forgot you could do the stuff I have labeled as total paid, $5,900, market value $15,000, return $8,900. So they're about a little bit under double their money. So I mean, that's pretty good. The market is being heavily manipulated in its current state. There's really no telling why, though I've noticed with every uptick in resellers, there's an uptick in price. It's almost as if they're also buying out the single market and increasing prices across the board. I've always said resellers hold this market ransom, and the past 6 months has pretty much solidified that. Out of stocks, full carts. Pokemon Center crashing, rejecting connections. No human is a match for bots. If you happen to get in a queue and make it to the page, you're lucky. I think, extremely subjective, the hype is about to calm down with how much mega the Pokemon just pushed out in the first wave. They had to do it before they'll do it again. Saturate the market so much that it's so attainable, vendors have backstock. These prices will go back to normal. If you want to sell high, sell now or wait another 5 to 10 years. So a lot of arguments being made here. Talking about manipulation, talking about how we're at the top now and Pokemon Company is pushing out so much mega on the first wave. I think this person is heavily misinformed though. The Mega Evolution set, it's being released in waves. So I don't know what this person is talking about, that there's so much being released in the first wave. I mean, if prices are any indication of how much supply they're putting out, it's not a lot, okay? Because if they put a ton of supply out, we wouldn't be seeing these booster boxes above $300, but I mean, they are. So there's some things being said here that I don't really necessarily think is true. Is there some manipulation in the market? Yes, but I don't think it's the main cause of the prices. And talking about there being a ton of supply, and they're gonna saturate the market with so much supply. I don't know about all that. Nice work. You're gonna keep going. Sell now. Investing at an all-time high is crazy, but if you're in it for the long term, I guess you're fine. And they just talk about buying stuff at MSRP. So what do you guys think about this? Do you think this was smart to spend this person's grandma's inheritance money on Pokemon, or would you maybe go maybe the traditional route and maybe not put it into Pokemon now? Personally, I think, you can do what you want with your money, but it seems like they do have a lot of slabs, and if this person is truly trying to invest with this money that we're given, slabs, you can definitely make good money, and we've seen a lot of these slabs skyrocket before, but it is a little bit more risky, especially if you are trying to be in for the long term, because prices right now for slabs are at their all-time highs. It's not like sealed, so I'd be careful if I was this person. If you're expecting to make crazy gains on these slabs, you might, but everything is pretty expensive right now. But hey, good for them. They seem like they've done pretty good, and yeah, nothing much to say. It's their money. They can do what they want. But that's all I'm going to share with you guys here in this video. You guys can comment down below what you think. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.